It happened!
Winner, chicken dinner.
I did have chicken that night, thank you.
Did you?
I did.
You guys dominated that shit.
It was a lovely day. It was a lovely day for the boss. You know, I had a couple quick contract negotiations that morning. I acquired an extra company. I actually acquired Thumbtacks.
You own 76 businesses just in California.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. None of them on the up and up.
None of them.
Yeah.
Look, to that person out there that said that Ben Bateman and Riley were going to lose to Zipper and Fouch, and I responded with, "You're a fucking moron," guess what? You're still a fucking moron because they won.
Guys, there is so much to talk about in this match. You know, this was a really exciting new chapter in the action, in the tree that spins off from the trunk of the trunk of glory that is Team Action. This little branch over here just kicked the shit out of Zipper and Fouch. So guys, today we're going to talk to you not as Ben the Boss Bateman and Dastardly Drew Guy, but as two buddies who just want to talk to you about what the F happened in that match. We don't curse. We don't
curse. We wouldn't do that. And how honored we are to keep taking W's in the MTS.
So, guys, we're here. We're going to talk to you right now. And I think we should probably introduce our good buddy, right?
Nicolas Cage.
The best.
All right, I'm gonna hop into this. I gotta start off.
Yeah,
how did you feel that day? Zipper and Fouch, not intimidating competitors. I'm sorry if you're watching this, which you're not, or else I would know because you'd be subscribing to our Patreon. But look, they're no slouches.
Yeah.
They work in the industry, but they're not legends. They're not seasoned competitors. Whereas you and Riley have played so many matches. You and I have our shtick down to a fucking art, and Riley has won belts twice. So
I think between the two of us, Riley and I, by the time we played this match, I've played over 30 matches.
Exactly. And the two of them combined
Maybe
times
5.
10
Maybe 5.
haven't even played 30 matches, right? Have they even played 3 matches combined?
Yeah, I mean, there was the girls, what was their name?
Scream Queens?
They played 2.
Oh, okay.
Zipper's team played like 3 maybe.
Okay, so they've played 5, so 6 times less.
Something like that.
The amount of matches that you and Riley have played. Also, in that match, you can see your smack talk gets to them.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I want to talk you through this. What did you feel when you saw that your first matchup was against that kind of team? Because, look, it's a bracket system. Number 1's got to go against number 18. This was clearly like Riley and Ben were the favorites over these two.
Well, I'd like to point out there are 16 teams in the league.
No, I was talking about
I love you to death.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in the competition, so I don't care.
What I felt about it was that you never want to underestimate anybody.
Fair.
Zipper knows what he's doing. I've seen him answer hard questions, but I knew that if we played correctly, there was no chance we were going to lose. I know what Riley knows. I've seen him play.
Yeah.
I like Riley a great
deal. You guys balance each other out really well.
I know that my losses that I have had historically ever, at least that have fallen on me, have been pretty like a question. Like
it's always been really close.
I've had like a bad match maybe, but like for the most part, I'm like pretty solid. I think that when it comes to actual knowledge, probably one of the like less celebrated. Like I mean, McQueenie was 2-2 at one point. I remember in singles. Like I think of myself kind of in that territory right now. Like I think I am pretty damn good, and I just think 2-3 is not who I am. But
that just goes to show that anything can happen. The fact that you're 2-3, I'm 2-0, and McQueenie was 2-2.
Yeah,
because McQueenie's terrifying.
He might be the best there is.
I think he's the most terrifying competitor in the league.
Yeah, Irwin's really good. I mean,
Irwin's
really
good. Sam's
Cushing's
good.
nuts.
Cushing's good. But like, there's something about Drew that is scary, and I think it's the fact that he doesn't fucking care, and he just knows everything. So anyway,
I think the thing to do right now is we're gonna cheers, knock this back. So yeah, that morning I woke up and you had already beaten Riley.
Yes.
At the point that I played this match. So one of the things that I knew was that
how many days I beat him like a week before or like a few days before?
About a week.
Yeah.
One of the things I knew was that when I played, I had to get Riley's confidence back up.
Right.
That was really tough for you to play him and then me have to play with him and me to lose to Roca. All in the course of a couple weeks, it was like my confidence, your confidence,
so
Riley's confidence,
yeah.
like it was like whoa, and because of your scheduling, for you to drop out of the tournament just put so much more pressure on
you as
me
our rep
in the tournament to do well. So I called him that morning.
I was going to ask you. So again, guys, I wasn't. Oh no, I was there. I was there for your match, but you and I didn't talk a lot about like your lead up. So this is all new to me. So you called him in the morning.
Yeah. I've been hiking again recently. Over in Malibu, I go. There's a mountain I like to go run up, and so I went out there.
It's a fucking brutal hike.
And I called Riley just before I like to do it, especially on days that I really want mental clarity. I leave my phone in the car. You sweat a little bit. It clears your head. So I called up Riley that morning, and I kind of said, let's talk strategy. And it was a weird moment because I had wanted to keep all that from him before he played you.
Yeah.
But now that he's gonna be my partner, I was like, this is all the stuff Drew and I do. I was like, let's go piece by piece.
When did you tell him? Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I was like, piece by piece. Okay, let's talk about JTEs. What's your philosophy? He's like, well, it's this. I was like, well, we do this. And he's like, okay. I was like, he goes,
did he agree or disagree?
He didn't initially think that he had a different strategy, but I explained to him my strategy. I think I talked about this on the rundown, maybe.
I truly believe, strategy-wise,
yeah,
we are the best team in the league, and among 3 of the most strategic players, and the only other one is Sam.
Yeah, Sam knows a lot.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this on the rundown 100, but basically I came up with a math formula to try to quantify the actual point value of a JTE rule. And it's pretty.
You told me about this.
Yeah, so it's
interesting.
It's pretty much if you figure that in a team match, questions 1 through 8, you guys have to answer your own, so you can't confer. You have no additional help, right? So there's 8 points, 16 points total. Round 2 is irrelevant because you get two brains. So in theory, a JTE will occasionally buy an extra point here, but very rarely.
Yeah, it's like if you don't know it between both of you within that time period, you don't know
exactly. And then it comes down to the 2 and the 3, right? So there's 5 points plus 16 points, which means 21 points that have to be answered by separate competitors, right? So where a JTE, if somebody wanted to burn one, is worth something, okay? Because the 5 can be conferred on. So at that point, if you're talking about 21 points, right, you get 3 JTE rules and
challenge. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 3 JTE rules, but the point value is plus 3. It's 24 points. That basically means that the value of the JTE rule is. I'm drinking.
I think you did. No, it's okay. And you guys,
it's less than.
Let us think through it. It's like 3/4 of a point or something like that. You told me, or like just over half of a point.
If you figure
every
that,
JTE.
If you figure that you get 50% of your JTEs to buy an answer right, it basically means that a JTE rule is worth less than a point.
So, for instance, in my match with Riley, had I used another JTE rule, I would have gotten that question right for 2 points, but I didn't, and I got it wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's just a way to put it in context for you guys.
So I talked to him about that a little bit, and I was like, okay.
Did he agree?
He was like, wow, I've never thought about it that way, but it's like...
Sorry.
But it's like, if you really think about it, what it comes down to is like you're trying to quantify all of your advantages. So to just blindly challenge, for instance, like just to challenge, even though you know they're right and the answer's correct, you're on the ropes,
and
just to delay the game for 30 seconds.
Or, to delay the game, get your head back in it, just to calm, cool, and collect yourself. It's almost like a timeout. Challenges are so rarely implemented in a really impactful way in the Schmodown.
So that's like, there's all these things. So I started to explain to him all these different ideas we'd had. I tried to explain to him sort of the way I like to play and how I really like to go down to 1, and then I don't like to move my mouth, and like I sort of have a rhythm with which I use, and I try to never give away to my opponent. And I break this here and there, but like 90% of the time I try to never give away if I know it or not. I really like to just be stone cold.
And you always do.
And we talked about this, and Riley was excited, and we were hyped up. So we show up that day.
I love that you're strategizing. It's like you're playing NFL 2018 football. He's playing leather helmet football.
Yeah, right. He's the old.
Yeah, he's used to like, you just use them if you don't hear what they say.
Yeah, but Riley, I would argue, knows more than I do. So he's like, I mean, Riley, like,
I mean, he's great.
He didn't show it in his match against you, but like Riley knows a lot. That guy's the original champ. Like he's got like years of knowledge, and he retains it well. So we show up and we talk, and honestly, Riley's a little
nervous.
He definitely was. He was like, it wasn't nerves as much as it was like he was fucking pissed.
Oh yeah, you told me.
He was pissed.
He was fucking pissed he lost to me.
Yeah. He was not happy.
Yeah.
And he was like throughout the day and the match, he would even in the match when
when he answered the question, like
he missed that too.
Yeah, but when he answered the music, the Alan Silvestri question about Infinity War,
yeah.
he did it emphatically because he was like, "Fuck Andrew guy, I can't believe I."
There goes your mic. What happened? Is it a button?
No, it's just a button.
It's a button.
The cheap is a cheap suit. I'm glad it wasn't the mic. Anyway, so yeah, when he answered that question, you could tell he was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, so he was like dialed in that sense. Like we needed to get a rhythm, and so round one was great because we come out and like I guess we should probably talk about the pregame first because people are gonna watch it and they're gonna be like, it was weird.
I didn't see the pregame.
Well, yeah, it hasn't aired yet.
Yeah.
Dagnino, me, and Riley.
Right.
And there's this cut scene we shot as well.
Because you and I have such a great balance as action.
It was like, with the three of us together, it was sort of like, I'm this asshole, but I'm not saying that much. Dagnino was just like talking about a sandwich or something. He's like ridiculous. He like went on this rant at one point, and then he cuts back to me. Right? He cuts back to me after he goes on this rant, and I was like, I echo everything that Tom said. I believe that's 100% how I feel. And then Riley's like, these fucking guys. Yeah. And like, it's a funny thing. It's like a nice trio. We do a good job with it. We get out there. We had agreed on. We talked about a lot of different song choices. We agreed on "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica. We just wanted to play something with kind of aggressive. Like,
yeah, it's like, awesome.
Awesome, classic, you know. And so we come out and we sit down, and it's funny. You are by far the more seasoned shit talker. Like it's way more in your wheelhouse.
The mic is my friend.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. I'm good on the mic, but the shit talk, especially actually getting to people,
right,
doesn't come as naturally to me. But I was very proud of myself in this match.
You bothered them deeply.
I thought so. Yeah.
I was in. If you want, you can go and pour us more alcohol while I talk about this. I was in the room, and you could visually see. You could actually see Eric trying to cover up for how much it bothered them. You could see him really, really trying to be the person on their team to deal with Ben.
If you guys are worried about the fact that you just heard rustling, it was the mic coming through my shirt so I could go pour us more booze. Drew is going to keep talking.
I am going to keep talking. And this is one of the things I kind of thought about coming into the match, and I asked Ben about it a few times. I was like, I understand a bracket system. You put the best team against the worst team, and second goes against the second to last, and it's the same thing. So we talked about at the beginning of this episode with you guys having so much experience, Riley being a seasoned vet, 2-time champion, and you being one of the best shit talkers in the league, and with Haley and Zipper kind of just being like new, nice rookies, like your shit talk was the most impactful thing. I mean, obviously, guys, if you didn't say a word, you would have still won that match. But
yeah, it's funny. Like we say, you're better on the mic. You're the best on the mic. So like,
right.
So like, when you're talking about my shit talk in this match was good, it's like I'm probably the fourth best.
Right.
So it's fifth best.
And like you can see how much it bothers them, and the fact that Riley plays into it by not talking shit, but be like, "I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry." I was losing my shit. I was dying in the audience.
I just tried to pick my moments. Like, there was like the one moment where like
they're such fuck you moments.
Because I love that our team name is Who's the Boss.
Oh, I know. It was originally going to be like action heroes, and I was like, come on, you guys are so much better than that. And there was also like the good, the bad, and the ugly floating around, but it's like who's the ugly?
Riley and I both love Les Mis. I wanted to call our team
25601.
One Day More, and he was like, that's too meta. But like we called our team, Who's the Boss. So at one point, like they say something wrong, and I'm like, who's the boss? And it's just like you can just like see Zipper's face. He's just like,
yeah, yeah. He's just like, it's the same thing as when I played Dan. They're not prepared for it.
This buffoon. Haley afterwards was like nice to me, but like you could tell she was like, I don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah, she like didn't like you that much. I mean, full what is the word I'm looking for? Disclosure. Yeah, I was halfway through saying it. John Humphreys and Greg Alba thought we were pieces of shit.
Total pieces of shit.
Mark Andreyko thought we were pieces of shit. Robert Meyer Burnett thought we were pieces of shit. There's a handful of people out there that just think that we are who we are, which is really a compliment to us playing our characters.
You come out and you you do your thing, man. I mean, like, you really commit, and that's what makes the performance great. So we come out and we sit down, and it's like, you can just tell, like, there's this.
It's fucking amateurs playing against pros.
Yeah, so Riley and I sit down, round one goes, he scores 7, I score 6, they score 10, I think.
They do pretty well.
Yeah, they buy like 5 each.
They honestly don't play a bad match.
No. And like, like I was like 6'7", that's like my average. So like
you never even broke a sweat though, right?
No.
Like you were never. Were you ever at any point worried about them?
No, I mean, there was a moment when I looked and I was like, okay, 13-10. I was like, I've been in this position before. Like, I'm not going to get too confident.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew, like, this was the trial by fire match. We had to get through this and show we could handle our shit. There was some really important stuff that happened in this match in terms of strategy.
Okay.
So we get through round one, and Riley and I had talked. I said, I always like to defer because you have a more educated point of view. Like, that's what you should do. You should never
know how many
first.
points you have to score.
You also can make better decisions on
Yes.
which categories to take, when to go multiple choice. It's such an advantage to go second. The fact that anybody does it otherwise is crazy. It's insane. Like, truly.
Right.
So they go first, and they spin comic book movie, which is Zipper's
Which is their strength.
Well, wait, it's Zipper's strength, but it's also like kind of a strength of Haley's.
Yeah, I mean, she works in media, and
Yes.
so she's very aware. But I mean, Zipper has competed in IG, like he's a player, like that. So they miss a bunch of questions, and like it was really, really fascinating the questions that we got. I'll kind of walk you guys through a little bit of the behind the scenes, like Riley and I, and like for the first time playing with another teammate in those pressure cooker
I
moments.
was like a little jealous. I really was.
It was weird. They get to one question at one point, and they're like, I think it was in Green Lantern 2011, who plays Amanda Waller? And they didn't know it. And when we went to the Steel, the options that were left were like Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Angela Bassett, and
Or Amber Heard.
Definitely not. and Riley's like, is it this person? And I was like, okay, here's the deal. I was like, so Octavia Spencer won the Oscar in 2011 for The Help. And this movie also came out in
This
2011.
is what I'm talking about. The dude's deduction process, based off the knowledge he knows, is the most impressive thing about him. Keep going.
So I was like 2011, the same year. There's no way that she won the Oscar and had a starring role in a comic book movie. She wasn't famous enough. She wouldn't have gotten the role. It's not her. I was like, Viola Davis played the role in Suicide Squad. It's not her. And they guessed the other one. It has to be Angela Bassett. He was like, okay. I was like, they were like, Angela Bassett, correct. So it's like, that's kind of like in that 15 seconds, how it's going. There was another one where...
That's when you have a real fucking teammate, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why we have always talked about team action is the pinnacle for the Schmodown.
And I'll give you guys another example, because this was a really wonderful example to me of like teammates. We went to new releases for our category, and
I encourage that, because I honestly, it's like Riley works in the business, and you this last year have watched more new... this chair is so squeaky right now. You've watched so many new releases because of Anchor that I was like, this seems like a no-brainer.
So I mean, there was a Paddington question. He knew the answer to. He's seen Paddington. I didn't see it. It went to the disaster artist who plays Dave Franco's agent in the movie, right? And like he's like, it's he says somebody that it wasn't. He says the wrong answer, and I go, I don't think so. And he goes, I'm pretty sure that's wrong, man. And he goes, and I go, let's go to multiple choice. Go to multiple choice. His answer was not one of the four answers.
Yes.
So then it's the four, and I was like, but of the four, I'll be honest. He's like, it's Sharon Stone. I was like, are you sure? I was like, I guess that seems familiar. He's like, trust me. And he goes, Sharon Stone, correct. It's like, that was just like one of those where it was like...
With the worst teammate, you would have guessed the two-pointer and maybe given away two.
I was like, that's wrong. And he's like, okay. And he's like, this is right. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yep.
That's perfect. That's working together.
Perfect teamsmanship. That is what you want. And it's all about ego.
Yeah.
It's all about ego, because like, look, under the lights, your brain does weird things.
Totally.
And the fact that like yours in that moment is like this, and his is kind of like this.
You talked about Silvestri, the Infinity War question.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was a really exciting second match. And I think it was coming out of that second match where we kind of looked at each other like, okay,
Yeah.
we got this.
We got it.
Like, this is...
You're back in it, and I'm at the top of my game.
Like, we navigated to the point where you started this match with 7. We got as many points out of round 2 as we could, and we did this right.
Yeah.
And so we get to round 3, and when we, he I don't remember what their 2 and their 3 were, but, on his 2, this is funny, actually.
Zipper.
No, on Riley's. Mm-hmm. Riley takes the 2. It's Shirley's, right?
Oh, yes, I remember this.
And because we looked at each other, and we had talked about it when I told you, just for one on this hike, we talked about, okay, the 2 and the 3, who takes it? And I said, well, if somebody's hot, they're going to wait for the 3.
Yep.
If we're even, it's going to be category based. Yep. And we were about even that day, I'd say. So it got to the category, and he was like, I'll take Shirley's.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Which is I think the right way to go, because Charlize is fine for you, but if the next category is Oscars or something like that, like, you take the cake by a mile.
And he also just was like confident enough to offer, which was like, I don't know Shirley's that well. I know some of her movies. He's a little older. She's been in movies a little longer. Like, He
It just
probably
felt
watched
better.
some Charlize movies in the early 2000s that I didn't watch. Like, he probably watched...
Then he misses it.
Yeah, because so the question was a Seth MacFarlane Charlize movie, right? And
Oh.
he says 100 Ways to Die in the West, and he knows he's wrong immediately.
And I hear you lean over and go, I would have said 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
And the answer is 1,000,000 Ways to Die in
Yeah.
the West. So this was rough for Riley because he really wanted to show
Yeah.
that he was ready, and this was his clutch moment, and he was pissed at himself.
He was.
And this is one of the because he's literally gotten not only all the words right, but literally everything but two
Yeah.
zeros right.
Yep.
So, but this is like one of those things. Everything happens for a reason. I don't care if you're superstitious or not. He wouldn't have gotten your question correct.
Right. So
Which you knew.
I don't remember specifically what.
Couldn't remember it all.
Yeah,
I can't.
I don't remember what happened. Yeah, exactly in their questions because they got a comic book movies question actually. That was one of their questions for sure.
They did.
That was like Zippers 2, I think.
Yep.
And he got it right. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what it was, but it goes back to us, and so Riley's missed the 2, and now it goes to me. And the 3-point question is crime movies, which is a category I usually feel pretty good about. And it was in the 1990s film King of New York, who plays crime drug lord Frank White.
Oh yeah.
This is one of those things, guys, like if you're fans of the show and you watch the show, there are moments that you cherish. There are moments you really, truly wait for. And some of them are winning. Some of them are your like character moments where you do something really cool, say like a great entrance or maybe a great line that throws the other person off. Sometimes it's when you get that question that you can tell no one in the audience knows.
Yes.
And for some reason you know.
Child 44. You and I are the only two people that knew that answer that I know.
It's when you get one of those questions that you just know, it's such a moment.
Yeah.
And so I got that question. And
Such a confidence booster.
here's what happened. They asked the question, King of New York. And I go, in my mind I go, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, but I go, a couple things. My friend Charlie Darbo, who's not watching this because he pays no money.
Nope.
Uh,
He doesn't need to.
yeah, he was my buddy who worked at the movie store by my dad's house when I was in high school, and I used to go to that store after high school every day, and he would give me 6 DVDs. I'd come home and I'd watch them all, and he would recommend classics and movies I hadn't seen. So I watched crime movies like Rafifi, and I watched movies like From Here to Eternity, and I watched like The Conversation and King of New York. He would recommend all these movies that I had to watch. Giant with James Dean, like.
Do you think he would crush in the league?
No, he'd miss new stuff because he probably doesn't care as much.
Right,
But
okay.
like a lot of what I know when it comes to older stuff has to do with a combination of him and my dad.
Yeah.
And so I remember one time watching that. There's another time my mom's boyfriend, when I was like middle school, wanted me to watch this stupid Wesley Snipes movie called New Jack City about crack.
Yeah.
So Wesley Snipes is the right-hand man to Frank White in King of New York. But he's also the crime boss in New Jack City.
Right.
So when they asked the question, I was like Chris Walken. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, it's not New Jack City, right? I was like, there's no way it's New Jack City. I was like, I know that the boss in that movie is Wesley Snipes. I was like, but like 5, and I was like, okay, I'm 99% sure, but I was like, we have 2 JTs. I'm just gonna burn one for effect.
Yeah.
Like, repeat the question. And I was thinking as their.
This is your 3.
This is my second. This is my 3-point question.
Yeah.
It's to win the match.
The 3-point question winner.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, I'm 99% sure here, but I'm not 100. So if I repeat another and I get it wrong, it's not worth it.
Right.
But 1 repeat's enough.
Right. You need 1 for the 5.
So
You'd ideally like to keep 1 for the 5.
Like, I think 1's enough for effect. I haven't moved my face enough. Riley clearly doesn't know. I can see it. Nobody in the audience knows. I can see that.
I didn't fucking know.
Christopher Walken. And you're a winner. And it's just one of those, like...
I lost my shit.
It was just...
I was so
You didn't think I knew it.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
You know, because I know you. I know
Yeah.
you so well that I know you like to game shit. But I wasn't sure at all. So, like, obviously, every time... I mean, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, so,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you answering, I was just like... "Ugh!" Like, I lost my shit. But, yeah, I wasn't sure if you knew it or not. I knew you guys were going to win.
Yeah.
I just felt like you guys could not lose.
Right.
It would have been too much gone wrong. But I wasn't sure if you were going to get your 3.
So I get that, and I can see Riley's like, I don't have fucking any idea. And honestly,
Yeah.
when I talk to people at the end of the match, mostly nobody in the room knew it.
Right.
It was one of those movies where just like you just have to have seen it, and I had.
And it's
So-
incredible how much that does for your credibility.
Just
In
having
front of those
seen-
people.
Yeah.
Just knowing a movie that like 10 people that are competitors don't know,
Yeah.
they immediately look at you in like a different light.
They're like, how did you know
yeah,
that?
like why would you know that?
They're like, you watched King of New York, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's not Avengers. I guess you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
So we do our post game. You have a moment with Roka there. We have like a little like showdown.
It's one of those things where it's like, of course we have to do this, and like I like it. I think it went fine enough. We'll see when it actually airs.
I believe at this point, especially with Riley, like his pedigree, his general knowledge, what he rounds out in terms of my knowledge and all, there's not a team in the league we can't beat. It's just gonna happen.
Team action.
Yeah. It's just gonna happen. I mean, that's impossible.
It's impossible. It wouldn't make sense.
It would just literally have to not be our day. It's the only way I could see us losing, and that seems like we're gonna win. Like I believe Ryan and I are gonna win the whole tournament. So
I do too.
So that pretty much wraps us up, guys. I mean, honestly, we are going to have a lot more to talk to you about soon. But I think it's already going to have aired. But in case it hasn't, or in case it's aired and you want to watch it, we watched Mission Impossible 3, or we're about to watch Mission Impossible 3. It's part of our Drunk Watch-Along series with Tom Dagnino, my manager, and it's $10 Team Action, patreon.com/Team Action After Dark, or just $10 at patreon.com/Team Action. That's how you watch it. So
yeah, we're going to get super drunk and watch one of our favorite movies. It's going to be a continuing series, like you said, patreon.com/Team Action or patreon.com/Team Action After Dark. And guys, I cannot wait to see what you're going to do in the tournament.
It's going to be unbelievable, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time, same place. We salute you.